Guys, how's it going? It's Al. The final week of the regular season on DraftKings is here, and I've got an NFL DFS lineup just for you. We're going to do the best that we can. There's a lot of low totals on this weekend slate. There's a lot of things still up in the air. We don't know the contract incentives yet because we haven't dug into all of that yet. Some teams may rest players, but we don't have that news just yet, though we have ideas of who could and who may not rest players. So if I put a player in this lineup and they may not play this weekend, my professional advice to you as a content creator and a high stakes daily fantasy player: if a player is not playing in week 18, don't play them. There it is. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell. Leave me a reply down below with which one of these low totaled games, and it's all of them, you are most excited to play into this weekend. And let's go.
He's a legend.
The Smiz Gang Listener League is posted. It took them a while because the slate was not posted on Monday, but it is up now. 3,000 entries, $10 to enter, 3 max. Absolutely no rake. The only way to get in is go to smizzle.tv/links, as you guys know by now. Let's do everything we can to fill the last one to say thank you to DraftKings for giving us a rake-free tournament every week this season for the 3rd straight year. I appreciate you guys taking the time to play into this tournament. We'll shout out the winners, all the top 10 on the Al Smizzle Fantasy Football channel as soon as Monday comes along. If I refresh this, you'll see that the week 17 recap video is already posted. The top 10 winners from last week are in that. Make sure that you get into the Smiz Gang Listener League today and go follow the Fantasy Football channel on YouTube. Every Monday, recap videos and tons of videos throughout the offseason. Let's take a look at this slate. Let's go over to the sportsbook real quick just so I can show you. This is the Saturday slate. Browns Steelers over under 40.5. Vikings Bears over under 46, and the Vikings actually might sit some of their stars. Buccaneers may sit some of their stars. Right now they say they're not, but like we'll see as the week goes on. Right now I'm going to build this lineup as though everybody is playing. 40.5 is the total. 38.5 here, 38 here, 41.5 here, 42.5 here, 41 here, 40 in Arizona and San Fran, 39 Chargers and Broncos, Rams and Seahawks. Last game of the slate. This is like the lowest projected scoring slate that we have seen this entire football season. So it's already ugly. Okay, it's already ugly. We can agree to that, right? You're on board with me that it's ugly? Okay, so the slate is ugly, so I'm gonna do it ugly too. We're gonna play Russ Wilson, who's had 2 really good games. The last 3, obviously, he puked on the field, not literally but figuratively, against the Rams in week 17, probably because I was there, but that is bookended around a 25.5 DraftKings point performance at 5,400 against Kansas City, twice with 26.58 against them, 4 touchdowns thrown, 2 touchdowns on the ground the last time. I don't think that this is going to happen anytime soon. That team might play better, and they did play harder, at least, giving the Chiefs a challenge, as we had predicted, right? There was going to be a dead cat bounce. I don't know if you guys can see this, but chat is rioting. Nope, don't like that. Whole lot of riot emotes in there, everything. I know you guys are mad, but like Russ Wilson, week 18, let's ride. I'm going to play Russ Wilson, and we're going to double stack him, because if he has that 25+ point game, we kind of know where the ball is going to go. One, the ball has been going to Jerry Jeudy very much recently. 9, 8, 10, and 8 targets. He's 6,300 against the Chargers defense that does give up a lot of points. The running back situation here could be something that people try to attack, but I personally think that it's an extremely ugly situation to personally try and go after. It also gives us some flexibility with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 late game lineups that if things get different, we can pivot on to players from these other games. Also, because Dulcich is on IR, because there's nobody really else there, Albert O saw a return to actually being on the field and running routes, caught 3 of 6 targets. I'm raising everybody from the dead in week 18. Okay? Chat is going nuts. You guys are probably upset. Look, 2,900 guys. He's really cheap. He's playing all the snaps, running routes on a ton of dropbacks in this situation against the Chargers. And we can bring it back with anybody on the Chargers that we want. You're going to like this part better. Austin Eckler is really good at football, and he's fantastic at fantasy football. While there was going to be touchdown regression for Austin Eckler, most specifically in the passing game, as I think I spoke about last week, right? It was impossible for him to score as many catching touchdowns as he got, receiving touchdowns as he got last year. However, he has chipped in because he gets so much usage inside the 20 in the red zone, 10 inside the 10-yard line on goal-to-go snaps, and inside the 5. So like he's getting the usage he needs when they get in close to score touchdowns, and he has been their guy. Even though they're trying to hold back his snaps and his workload overall to keep him as fresh as they can as the season goes along, they've done a really, really good job of, even though they're peeling him back between the 20s, they're relying on him very heavily once they get in these goal-to-go situations. So it's like the perfect situation when we know that we're getting a ton of usage in the passing game from Austin Eckler. So far this season, 103 receptions. Didn't quite get to the point where he was going to break the record. A lot of that was coming in the games that did not have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Now with them back, we've seen his still used in the passing game, but not like the 10, 8, 16 catches, 10 catches on 16 targets he was getting before. The first time that they played Denver, they only scored, low scoring game, much like this one is projected to be a low scoring game, put up 24.3 points, scored 1 touchdown, caught 10 balls in that game. I'm going to utilize him as the bring back play, and we'll plug him in right there. Now, look, we're going to have to find some value. As you can see, we got 2,300 remaining. I'm going to plug in a cheap defense. Like, I kind of don't care who it is. Like, chat can pick anybody in this range, 27 and down. What do you want? You want Houston? You want Chicago against Minnesota? Like, who do you want? I don't care, chat. Pick somebody. Panthers against New Orleans? Fine. We'll pick Panthers against New Orleans. I know nobody said it, but like, I'm picking them. Running back position. Christian McCaffrey, we'll see what that situation holds for him. He's got a mild ankle sprain. He plays really, like, they could theoretically just give him the week off and settle into the 2 seed, even though they play at the same time that if Philly loses and they win, they get the 1 seed in the bye week. So I could see them going after it in this game against Arizona. But like, do you really need all that much against Arizona? And if the game gets out of hand early, which would clearly be their preference to get up like 20 at halftime, wouldn't every team just like to be up 20 at halftime? It's one of those things that used to bother me when I was a basketball coach, because at the end of every basketball game, they're like, oh, I think they're going to go for the quick 2 this time. If you had a play where you could just get 2 anytime you wanted, wouldn't you just run quick 2 all night and shoot 100% from the field? That seems like the best bet. Just run quick 2 every time down the court. Yo, Charlie, run 2. Yeah, again. Just keep getting the quick 2. So like, if they could be up 20, that would be outstanding. So if Christian McCaffrey plays in this situation, fine, but he is 9,300. And I think that there's more risk involved than some of the other players. Obviously, Barkley into Philadelphia is ramming your head into a brick wall. Nick Chubb is going to be under 5 because he's under 5 every single week. Dalvin Cook, don't know if he's going to play a full slate as they're kind of locked in. Hayden Winks tweeted out all the different scenarios. If you want to go give him a follow from Underdog on Twitter, Vikings are stuck as the 2 or the 3 seed. So like, it's not a must-win situation for them. And you could see them potentially resting starters in this, or playing them like a half, or maybe not playing Dalvin Cook 75% of the snaps, maybe playing him like 30 or 40%, putting Madison in there to kind of give these guys not a full bye week, not a full rest, not playing at all, but like kind of dial things back a little bit, right? So without knowing, we won't know. Tony Pollard, same situation. Like, they're playing at the same time. They could get a bye week if both Philadelphia and San Francisco loses and the Cowboys win, but like, how likely is that scenario based on the opponents that they're going to be playing this week? So I kind of feel like paying down a little bit at running back is more viable this week than, obviously it's week 18, so like usually we get like some insane values, specifically at wide receiver. Guys are going to be pressed into play. So there's a few guys down here that I like. One, Cam Akers going against Seattle. Seattle has been a team that we want to attack with running backs, back-to-back 100-yard games. I'm not going to really count these 3 touchdowns in this spot as something that is repeatable, because that was just a weird spot for him. But he is getting enough volume as the only guy in this Rams offense that is running the ball very well, very effectively. 3 straight games with him over 5 yards per carry. Maybe he is back from the injury that he suffered last season, which is great to see. He's looked extremely spry. He's 6,200. Harris going up against Cleveland is in a better spot. Still, the volume persists as it has all season, but we've seen kind of a return to him being fine. A guy that we were clearly fading at the beginning of the season, not drafting him in the first round, because yeah, I do say volume over everything, but like also quality matters. Now he is getting quality against Baltimore, who doesn't do a good job. He's got a great run in here against Las Vegas, who doesn't do a good job stopping running backs. or stopping scoring. And now a great streaming matchup for running backs, and he's only 6,100 coming off of a very solid game with 25 opportunities and a touchdown through the air, 100-yard bonus. I think Harris is a great play, a good value at 6,100, which kind of leads me to need a little value. And at 5,600 against Tampa Bay, who may not be playing all of their players, whether they are or not, they have not been as good against running backs this season, where they were a hard avoid for me with basically all running backs. Tyler Algier, the rookie, has taken over the primary job at running back from Cordarrelle Patterson. They want to see what they have. The offense is bad, but it's been bad all year. It hasn't completely, the wheels haven't fallen any more off the cart than they had with Mariota with the switch to Ritter. And if he's going to get this type of volume with as good as they've been running the football against a team that could potentially either shorten the day for their starters or full-on rest starters, Tyler Algier at 5,600 gives me a third running back for this particular lineup. We have 6,150 remaining for us to go with here. And while I said that Minnesota might rest some people, and I said that Tampa Bay might rest some people, Tampa Bay is saying they're not going to do that. So for now, I'm going to lean into Mike Evans's volume and touchdown upside, kind of like we've been doing all season, and you got paid off for it last week, finally, right? 9 targets against San Francisco, 9 targets against Cincinnati, 8 against Arizona, 12 against Carolina. Atlanta allows the most red zone, or first or second most red zone trips in the league, and is horrific at defending or stopping opponents from scoring touchdowns once they get into the red zone. So Mike Evans is in play for me here on Tuesday as we're doing this lineup. And if Mike Evans is resting and does not play, as I said in the intro, don't play him. Play somebody else. Minnesota also locked in, so there is a chance that they do sit Justin Jefferson in this game. If they do, KJ Osborne has seen more routes, more targets, and has looked very good in this offense. It's like Adam Thielen seems to be kind of on a little bit of a decline. KJ Osborne, I would assume, will not rest in this spot and could be the primary alpha wide receiver. 7 targets last week against Green Bay in what turned out to be an off week for JJ, even though he was playing. He was stifled last week. Chicago, horrific defense that we want to attack in as many ways as we possibly can. Whether it's a starter or a backup, KJ Osborne is going to get fed in this one at 4,700. A good early value, but I caveat this by saying there will be more values for volume that will open up as the week goes along if other teams start to rest players. So this is what we have for the first look right now on a very, very, very ugly, low-scoring looking slate. Russ Wilson double stack, bring it back with Austin Eckler, with Harris, Algier, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Evans, KJ Osborne, Aquabunum, part of that double stack in the Panthers D. Thank you guys for watching. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.